Where was your mentality at that point, though, in terms of what you thought that you should be doing with your life in 2023 or whatever? Once you're finally free of all these situations, where's your mentality at?
Man, just you know what I'm saying, Stan, like first and foremost, you feel me? Just so first and foremost, for me, fatherhood, you feel me? Catching up with them kids, you feel me? During that time, catching up with them kids, trying to make sure I fulfill their happiness and stuff like that. And then everything else is secondary, you feel me? Just like, being able to provide, you feel me? Gotta create a bag. So, shit, doing content, I got a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Popping off content, you know what I'm saying? Dropping music, all that. So that's just like, the state of mind I'm in right now. Just, like program, you know what I'm saying? Just like, gotta get some legal money, you feel me? Just gotta stay away from the illegal acts and stuff like that. So just like, fathering it and just, creating a bag, whether it's looking into crypto or whatever. I'm just like, I'll be all over the place. I'll be looking at all type of different ways, like to get money, you know what I'm saying, or to invest in something, you feel me? And just like, just got the mentality, like, need that money to be being made while I'm asleep. So just like, that's where the mentality at right now, man. Just creating a bag.
Where the YouTuber hustle come from? Like who put you onto that, or was that just from you observing other channels and stuff?
Have my accident. Really? So basically I made the channel, right? My nephew had made the channel for me. My nephew had made that channel for my music. So I think I had just dropped one music video on there, and then after that I had answered back to Brick Baby on there. Then after I answered back to Brick Baby on there, like a lot of people have been telling me, just like by way of Instagram, just me like dropping little gems and shit, like, man, bro, why you don't bro, you like a motivational speaker, bro, like, or why you don't, you know what I'm saying, drop content and do this and that. But like, I never thought about content. Like before me doing content, I had really never been on YouTube like that, unless I was like watching a video or something. Like I swear to God, I didn't know YouTube had all that shit going on, or like unless I was looking up something like if you ain't got no information on something, you can hit YouTube, or how you make this or how you put this together. Like I didn't really know it was podcast channels and all this shit was going on. So like somebody had got at me and was like, hey man, Brick Baby was on No Jumper with Big Deal, and he don't know what he talking about. He talking about that, that they talking about people they wouldn't sit down with and this and that, and he brought your name up, talking about, I wouldn't have sat down with Ant because, he got another name that's derogatory and this and that. And I'm like, what? So when they sent me the clip, I'm looking, I'm like, all right. So then I responded to it on my Instagram. And at that time, I think I probably had like 21 subscribers, and I wasn't even on YouTube. I wasn't messing with the channel. It was for my music.
Wait, so do you had a nickname that was disrespectful to the neighborhoods?
No, I don't. So
what Brick thought you did?
Yeah. So he like, so my baby brother, you know what I'm saying, that's under him, he pushed a derogatory, like disrespectful name towards the neighborhoods. So you just hear Ant, you know what I'm saying? And he automatically was like, oh yeah, that's Ant other name. Like people hear me and like be like, oh yeah, that's Ant other name. Like people will be calling me his name, like, oh yeah, he big NBA. And I'll be like, what? Like, bro, I'm not big NBA, bro. I'm young Ant, bro. Like, but people just automatically, oh Ant, you the big NBA, huh? And I'm like, the big NBA? I'm like, bro, I'm young Ant, bro. But that's how I know you don't know. You don't know me or haven't been around. So I was just answering back to that. And at that time, I didn't understand YouTube. So me having 21 subscribers, I thought with me having 21 subscribers that only 21 people don't view this shit. So when I answered back to him, that shit had did like 3,000 or 4,000 views. And I'm like, how does shit do this many views? So that's when I started acquiring action, and people was like, oh yeah, bro, you can have one subscriber and do this many views. So that's what really made me start looking into it. And so Dan, at that time, I was just saying, getting ready to gear up to drop some music. And I'm like, man, how can I build this channel and like bring more subscribers from this channel? And it was just shit, talking and doing content. So the content, that shit just happened by accident. And I just kept going with it. Like, just fuck it, just keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I just kept doing it.
No, it's dope. It's good to hear. But okay, like you tell me, cause like, I always hear that this is one of the biggest, gang rivalries in LA and shit, is the 8 trays in the neighborhoods. But I also don't feel like any of the neighborhoods that I've spent time around, I never really hear them mention the beef between the 8 trays and neighborhoods. Like, would you describe it as something that's kind of low key at this point in time, or is that still some heated shit that doesn't really get brought up as much?
It ain't the neighborhoods, because see, like, I feel like only at certain times people be trying like the neighborhoods to put themselves under one guy. It's like, oh yeah, this neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, 40s to the, you know what I'm saying, to the 90s, you know what I'm saying, and rolling 30s to the 100s. But all these are all individual sets.
Right.
Like, do we beef as neighborhood as a whole, like A-Tray gangsters? Like, as us being A-Tray gangsters and us beefing with the 60s and the 90s, that opens up the door for us to push, basically, you know what I'm saying, neighborhood blank or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And when you go to jail, yeah, of course, they are allies. They all under one umbrella. So yeah, in that case, yeah, you know, you beef with all of them. But on the streets, like, man, like on the streets, like, we was having problem with the 60s, we was having problem with the 90s, and a problem with the 100s. We didn't beef with the neighborhoods as a whole, but I mean, like, yeah, if you run in probably to somebody, it'll probably be what it is. But like, man, at this point, man, I just feel like the whole aspect of what they trying to do and what they doing with this gang banging shit, that shit is like, that shit dupe. Like, that shit weird. Like, they need to let that shit go. Like, if you want to gang bang right. Like, shit, help build your community, you know what I'm saying? Get a business over there, get some money, you know what I'm saying? Help bring some positivity to your shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gay for you to be out here still on the same shit that's been going on for over 50 or 60 years. You got to make a transition, you know what I'm saying? Because when you go to jail anyway, you're going to go in there busting a spread and working out with them and talking about what girls you know, and oh yeah, I know your homie this and that. So when they lock you up, when the police come get you and lock you up, you want to wait to get in here and be buddy when your ass can be on the streets buddy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, like, I mean, yeah, so them really like the only neighborhoods we really beef with. It ain't really like no whole thing. Now, I really think you probably can say that like for the Hoovers, because like the Hoovers, they got Fathers all the way to the 100. So like they next to the 40s, you know what I'm saying? They not really next to the 60s, but they got probably like a Hoover set, probably like close to all the neighborhoods, probably except for the 60s. But so for them, it probably would be like a thing like that. But like for us, it's just like our immediates, like, you know what I'm saying? And even with us in the 6-0s, that shit ain't really been nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had the little peace talk and stuff like that. But, you know what I'm saying? You know, we talked, sat down, had lunch with a few of them dudes and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But nothing really transpired. Like, I feel like stuff is still really the same. I feel like when people hear the word peace, or when people hear, you know what I'm saying, when people see people trying to like progress on something positive, that's when people start trying to get negative and start spray painting on walls and start trying to, you know what I'm saying, pop little shots and stuff like that. But other than that, it seems like when nobody talking about it, or that ain't the focal point, everything really be cool.
Right. Do you feel like the whole podcasting and content creation stuff, does that contribute to more, friendships or more peace in the city? Or do you think that it makes it worse? Because I think we see both. It's kind of hard to tell.
With everything, it's pros and cons. I think it's kind of like a wobbler. It's going to bring those together who need to be brought together and that's like-minded and on the same thing. And then, you know, the poison, right? You know, they're going to do their poison. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's the problem, is you got a bunch of dudes who are in their 30s and they're doing podcasts, and it kind of, there's a reason for people to be able to sit down and do content together. People want to see that shit. But then meanwhile, if you're 18 or 19, you're probably not a podcaster yet. You're probably making music where you're kind of being disrespectful and shit like that. It's like, you know, you could have all the 35-year-olds in the world that get along and would rather be pushing peace, and typically it's the younger dudes that are kind of inflaming shit. And those are the dudes you always hear like, nah, like they can push peace. They can push peace. We ain't on that. You know?
And I ain't gonna even just blame them. And it ain't just the young dudes, because you got some dudes shit. Right. 35 and older that's still poison. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes that ain't gonna do nothing, but they preach the poison to the younger ones. Oh yeah, F them. Oh yeah, man. Oh man, F what's the name talking about? You hear them talking about that and they on that. So you definitely, like, it's all type of people. It's all type of people. And I just feel like, even though, you know what I'm saying, you have age brackets, you know what I'm saying, it's poison in every age bracket. So you got older dudes who ain't with it either. You feel me? Just like you got young dudes who ain't with it. But it ain't nothing really going on. Like I said, as far as the body count, like, and as far as like how things used to be, all that shit is down low. Like, for real, dudes, I just feel dudes just try to keep up an image, you know what I'm saying, for the internet and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Because they know people want controversy and people want negativity. Like, shit, I ain't got time for that, because, like, shit, they ain't gonna come do your time when it's time for you to go down. So
Yeah.
it's just like, I think a lot of dudes really want to get some money. Either they don't know how to get no money, you know what I'm saying, so they being negative, or, you know what I'm saying, they just, you know what I'm saying, following, you know what I'm saying, who got some money, or who, you know what I'm saying, got something popping, you know what I'm saying? That's just like how it be.
It's crazy too, because now we live in a world where, you know, I seen more of B Brazy and Treyway and J Hood and all these dudes who are locked up. I see more of their content than half the dudes on the street. And obviously, like, when you're behind bars and you're dealing with all this shit day to day, it's like they have a different perspective, you know, a more adversarial perspective. A lot of times they don't really got anything guiding them in the direction of peace. Because, like, for somebody like you know, if you're thinking about saying something disrespectful in a video or whatever, not to say you would do that, it feels like your brain is going to go to, well, shit, I got a good life out here, and I got a reason to want to stay free and to not inflame this shit. But meanwhile, you're somebody who's doing life. Some of these guys doing life. What the reason do they have to not inflame tensions when this is their day to day? Every day they got to wake up and just be in the face of somebody that they don't get along with, et cetera. It's like, it's kind of crazy that all these dudes who are locked up have such a big influence on what people are talking about these days.
Okay, so you just saw the clip, but did you know that you can watch this entire interview right now before it's released to the public, uncensored, by becoming a member for just $5 a month? And there's a lot of other crazy benefits as well. So make sure you hit the link down in the description and sign up. Appreciate y'all.